under a Mars day. Mars bars, Mars bars. What's up, everyone? I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker. Damn it. Forgot. Starseed, earth angel, starseed. Mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger, God. The first creation of God in the female form. I am the dark goddess Lilith. In order to keep up with me, you had to see what I post on my community page, my latest live video, and anything in my shorts. Oh, yeah, I remember. Look, it's open. Wow, the wolf spirit. I was looking at it today, or yesterday. It's real, you know. I got it on top of a mountain. It's open. The spirit of the wolf is with us. What happened? My cards kept falling. That's crazy. Super crazy. I'm gonna have to pull that card. I forgot what we were talking about yesterday. Let's talk about what happened. I was gonna talk about Mac right there, and I saw the wolf spirit was opening out. I was like, oh shit. Wow. Mac, yeah. This morning I posted Mac in my shorts. Talking about love. He's all about love. He is like I forgot what he said his alter ego was. Something love good or something. It's all about that love. So I was posting it, right? And right when I posted it, I was listening to Pandora while I was getting ready anyways. And right when I posted it, his song came on. It was so beautiful. I can only see him sometimes. Really? Only rarely. So that was really cool. So I was remembering that when the wolf spirit came out. And then I was kind of going to go through all of my posts. What did we post? Just recently God was like, I hate looking at you. He's like, look at this look-alike, this doppelganger. He thinks it's cute. I don't think it's cute. Does Russ think it's cute? Do you think it's cute, Russ? That she's always trying to be like me? Ugh, these bitches want to be like me. Anyways, if you remember in summertime when I got the jacket, and I was telling Red, I was like, this is the perfect jacket to be like dressed up in some lingerie and just come out like. Mine ties and actually fits and is beautiful, and I will be wearing literally nothing underneath. You're over there looking all stupid, trying to act like a bitch. Stupid bitch. Stupid bitch. Anyways, there was that moment. What else did I post? I don't know. Yesterday's whole video was trippy. I was just going on and on about God, and you're fighting God, and you don't know God, and you're just mad at God. And then the higher power came out. That's funny when you say it like that. The higher power came out, and then God came out. And he was like all on it. And it began the week's teaching of, as I was going to grab all my cards, and I was sitting here with all of them in my lap, I put them up, and I remember we're supposed to be teaching you how to connect with God. Divination, the cards are guidance. That's what it is. Divination is connecting. Most people do this shit to connect with specific entities, or they're asking certain questions about their material world. You go to a fucking tarot reader because you want to know how to be better in your life. You don't come over here for that. I'm going to tell you your life is fake and full of shit, and this isn't the life God wanted for you. Doesn't matter who you are. You're living up to the expectation of, whatever. I don't know, something placed in your head. And I believe God has a different plan for everyone. He's got a big master plan. Anyways, with that being said, yesterday we talked about that. There was something else I felt like I was going to talk about other than those two subjects. I don't know. Let's move on. So what are we going to talk about, God? Well, it's funny, this lady came up today and she asked me, do you guys have a small section for Hanukkah? And we actually do. It's getting smaller as they purchase everything, but it was big. And we had a lovely conversation about that. And I told her, I teach Jewish mysticism, but I also teach the Christ consciousness, and I teach all kinds of wonderful things. My only question to you is the candles. She tells me the story about the candles. The Romans had taken away their oil, their sacred oil. And after this search, they were able to find enough oil to keep it burning for 8 days. And that's what that whole thing is about. More or less, that's what I walked away with. I'm sure there's much more to the story, But it's all, you know, tragic as it may be. All religions are. I look at everything that I have here, and it's not something specific. All of it comes together as a language from God. So I'm sitting here, I'm like, do you want me to read them the Bible? You want me to read them what? What are we reading? Everything I teach you is how the language of God, which is, they call light codes, synchronicities, coincidences, things that pop out, things that make you go, Sorry, the Holy Spirits are always adding to the funness. Give me a minute. I wasn't prepared for this. I'm trying to think. Like, we're starting a class on how to connect with God. Well, I heard it said the best way just recently. It's like, you know, prayer is a way to talk to God. Meditation is a way to listen to God. Now, everybody thinks that God is outside. Yes, but He lives within inside of you because you are a creation of Him. There's no separation, only from the mind and its thinking. It gets in the way. It can't hear and perceive God. You have to teach the mind how to see the language of God, and that's what I teach you over here. The Holy Spirit, the language of the divine. Right? So there's no power in the cards. I carry them around. It's safe. There's nothing wrong with my cards. It's if I put it in, it's what happens is, is I'm looking at the red pack right there. Which pack? The red pack. There's that many cards, right? So I can easily grab them, and right underneath is Pandora's box. So I've got all my books right here, so I can just grab and go. The only power in it is what I believe will happen. What I believe, what I perceive this to be, right? So there's no power in a cartoon character figure of my archangels up there. But it doesn't, I mean, do you want him in a painting? Do you want him on a postcard? Like, however you want it. That's just it. It's just, this reminds me. This is a token. I really don't know what's going on with that. My daughter said that if she was done with finals, she could leave early, and she's been here all day. And now I'm getting calls saying that she's not at school, so I hope she didn't fuck up her finals. Finally, it's, come on, Holy Spirit. What is all the singing? Holy Spirits, that's where the music comes from. It comes from them, and they give it to people to sing for them because they don't have the form. Really? Yes, they give you divine inspiration, creativity. It's not that I mean, I could possibly connect with the people that made these songs, but that's the whole original, is where it came from, the divine. Really? Yes. So, there's many ways to connect with God. So religion is a way to study a form of God. Can everybody write that down? Religions are studies of forms of gods. Are there any religions that study goddesses? No. Not anymore. That would be considered witchcraft. That's a whole conversation to be had at the highest level. How can there not be a female form of God when here we stand? How could there only be gods and not goddesses when there's books and followings and teachings of such things that they can literally derive power from myself and others? Going back to, that one. We just bought this fucking Santa Muerte shit. And as I said that, my hand started itching. You ever know what that is? They're shaking your hand. You ever feel feelings outside of you? I don't know whose spirit it is. I used to think it was one of my twins or something, but I could be just a really close spirit that, like, gets too close. How close? It, like, kisses me on the neck. Really? Creepy. Creepy as it is. They don't have form, so it's like, who's doing that? Do you really want to know? Let's just pretend like it didn't happen. Every time. No, just kidding. It's like, I know you're there. Going back to Santa Muerte. I don't know what that is. It's a gateway to the darkness. The goddesses are not. I mean, that's not true. When I got my goddess book, I was like, oh, fuck, dude. Somebody should have told me this book comes with a warning. It should have came with a warning. As soon as I opened that book, my life started falling apart. I was sure is because I was studying witchcraft, and everybody outside of me was watching witchcraft destroy me. Look at me now, the most powerful witch that ever was. Dun, 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 dun. Anyways, going into it. We can have this huge conversation of God, goddess, what all that is, but how do I get you to connect with it? Well, first is belief. Do you believe that God is real? That's the first part of Jesus. That's the first part of redemption. You must proclaim it from your mouth to say that God is real. I do believe in God. Right? What's the second part? You ask God to come into your life. So that's invoking a spirit. What? The Spirit of God. You ask Him to forgive you for your sins, as you forgive those who sinned against you. Yes? And then comes the really difficult part for some churches, the baptism. Really? That's it? Even Jesus had to be baptized in the river of Jordan. Yep, by John the Baptist. Really? Yes. So they get all sacrilegious about all this, and they get all crazy about how you get, if your heart is clean, if you're this, if you're that, and blah, blah, blah. How many times have I been baptized at churches? I mean, a lot. Really? I'm saying between 5 and 7 times throughout my life have I been baptized. Why? Because I always was what they called a backslider. It's like eating the cookie, or the cracker, I suppose. Really? You just got to come back and you get that calling. I must be washed clean of my sins. It's a whole religious thing. I do that shit every day now. Really? And I encourage it always. Really? Yes, to have a sacred baptism. Really? Yeah, it's soul searching. So, going back to it, religions are studies of gods. And after that study is supposed to help with a god. But that comes with all these rules and regulations, terms and agreements that cut you off from, being really godly and just being an asshole. Realistically, yes. They say their hatred is justified, or their persecution, their bigotry, their racism, their judgment upon others is justified in the name of fucking religion. Their religious factor told them that they're not supposed to, be kind to such people. Jesus broke the covenant and said, kindness, forgiveness, understanding, and compassion for all. What's wrong with those rules? They go against your religion. They go against your fucking pride. They go against your family. You're like, no, you're not supposed to talk to them. We don't talk to those people. Who are those people? Why don't you talk to them? I can't fuck around, dude. I'll fuck around and get fucked up all the time arguing with people. Give me a headache just thinking about fucking arguing with people or some stupid shit like that. Realistically, who taught you who you could talk to and who you couldn't show kindness? Why don't you show kindness, compassion, understanding, and forgiveness to everybody? Because you're full of judgment. Preconceived judgment given to you by others. They told you not to because this, that, and the other. Well, no. Obviously, Christ has a lot to do with all of this. The Lord Christ. It's even in Krishna's teachings, it's everywhere, right? Right. Even back to Egyptians, everything. Everybody knew about the Savior. What did he save you? With a different mindset, bro. He didn't give you rules. He gave you freedom. Same as me. The freedom costs, though. The freedom costs. And what is it? The same thing he told you. You have to give up the things of this world. Maybe not so literal like I did, but it wasn't just immediate, bro. I really didn't know I was going through a shedding. I was gonna lose every fucking thing along the way. I didn't know what was happening. I just trusted what was happening. I knew, that's so weird. I was like, other than the footage and me and my kids, dude, there's no proof that I got evicted. Really? Yeah, bro, it really happened though. I have videos to prove it. I knew I was going to give up my house, but I had so much going on in my day-to-day that I never even thought to pack a thing until the day it came and they took everything and threw it outside. And I grabbed what I could, and I filled up my car, and I had nowhere to go, so I went to Oklahoma. I was there, and I was very, after driving 12 hours and breathing, a lot of meditation, I'm like, all right, I'm going to trust God. I don't know what's going on, and that's how it started. And I always say that. I'm trusting God, and I don't know what's going on. I know everything is okay. I know what the bigger pictures are. I know the bigger components of what comes into play and how everything, works out. But the little steps to get there, I don't know. Realistically, no. I take it as he tells me. And it was like that. So when I got to Oklahoma, I wasn't intending on, okay, I'm going to live in Oklahoma now. I was like, no, God just kicked me out of my nest. He told me to sit still, and he'll tell me what to do next. And I told that to Mr. Plum, and as soon as I did, I set up a little altar, and I started doing exactly what I do now, but intensely. I was doing videos like all the time. I was doing like 3 teachings a day, learning these cards one by fucking one. I was learning every page in my book. I had a couple of books, a couple of cards, some oils, some stones, and some fucking incense. And away we went. And when you know what I mean? And then I would get little intuitive nudges. I would get the visions that, like I told Mr. Plum, I got a feeling that I'm going to go up to Wisconsin. Why? Because I had remembered that they lived up there, and that I promised that I would come visit them, and now I can. And it was crazy, and that's what happened. And so I didn't really know what was going on. I never did. I think about what happened in Vegas. I'm leaving Vegas. I'm supposed to be going to San Diego. All of a sudden, my daughter turns all sour, and she's like, you could bring the kids down here, but you can't come down here. They could stay with me for a while you figure out what the fuck you're going through, but you can't stay here, Mom. Why? Because I'm an anal asshole, and I don't like her fucking boyfriend, and I get along with her dad, and I'm all rules, and she don't want me in her house. Do I have to be? I was heartbroken about it. I was like, nah, I ain't leaving my kids. You're crazy. And so that happened, and I'm like, I have no idea where I'm going. I'm heading west towards California, and I literally turned to the kids. I was like, well, we're just going to keep going until we hit the beach, I suppose. We haven't seen the beach. And before I knew it, in like 30 minutes or so, I got a call. My sister was on vacation, and she said to come up. I could come up and stay for a couple weeks while she was on vacation. And so I ended up there. And then when I left there, I didn't know where to go. I just needed to go home, but I didn't have a home. And I got here the very day, I slept, and then that next day, my Holy Spirit told me to go knock on Chris's door, and Chris let me in, and I stayed there. And then I was staying at the hotel, and I was getting wore out. I was getting wore out stressing. God kept providing, but I kept stressing to the point where I couldn't take it anymore, and God said, give in, go back to Oklahoma. I was like, oh, hell no, bro. I can't start all this over. He's never going to let me in. Not after this. And then it's like, no, make a promise. You're going to get, this time tell him you're going to get a job and you're going to get a house. I was like, all right. So I get down there, and in the first week, I get hired to fucking Walmart, and they tell me there's no waiting on the fucking Section 8 housing. So he's totally cool with what I'm doing. My car gets taken and all kinds of crazy shit and this, that, and the other. But it doesn't fully work out. And then I'm trying to get out of Walmart, I'm trying to get out of Oklahoma because I'm running out of money and I can't get a job. And I come up with the idea to go God gives me the idea to go camping during the summer in Colorado. And that's how it went. When the camping was over, where to go? He gave me the idea to go to Arizona. I had no idea where until I remembered Yuma. I didn't know what I was going to do when I got there until 15 minutes outside of town. He tells me to call, which now I know is the Salvation Army. He told me to call a shelter out there. Well, it was a community resource center. And when I called, I told them me and my kids are looking for an emergency shelter. Right? And so they're like, yeah, come in, we have a family shelter. But I got there with the dog. I'm like, oh, well, you know what? The safe house will let you take the dog. They'll let you take the dog. So his safe house was domestic violence. They're like, you've been part of domestic violence, right? Right? I'm like, yeah. I'm fleeing baby daddy always. That's always the question. Are you fleeing? I said always. That's always the question. Are you fleeing? Always. Always. He is always running from that douchebag. Always. And realistically, it was completely true because I had just left Oklahoma. And he was fucking stalking me and shit. Fucking trying to get me to I'm coming, tell my kids I've got a room for them. Yeah, remember that? Stalker Breaker 19? Psh, Laters, haters. Realistically, yeah, that's the answer. So anyway, so I go into the safe house, and I get in there, and that shit isn't anything but safe. These motherfuckers is housing all kinds of weirdos. Realistically, no, they were just not. I wasn't in the kindest place to deal with what was going on in that facility. I couldn't handle it. Was it them or was it me? It was me. And we'll just say that. So I did some witchcraft in the middle of the room, and they kicked me out the next day. Where was I going to go from there? God gave me the great idea to go to Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas! Really? Yeah, I thought I could be a total freak in the streets in Las Vegas. I told you all these stories, and this is how it works. You're like, how do you live like that? I live quite wonderfully. I'm a little tired. My knees hurt right now from working. But I asked him for this job so I could have money for Christmas. And voila!
Can I go Christmas shopping with you, bro?
I don't want to talk about that right now. Anyway, so that's how it is. How is it? That's just the way it is. I love you so much, Pac. I was going to buy that shirt. I'm going to buy that shirt, bro. I kept looking at it every time I went past. He knows it, too. What's on it? I don't know. It just said Tupac. I didn't even open the shirt. I just saw it when I was grabbing another one. I was like, oh, look, there's Pac. So I should get that. Realistically, yeah, and that's it. You got the idea. You got the vision. Now just do it. Why? Because it'll be great. I'll be running around with the Pac on my titties. Instead of my heart, you're on my titties now. Just kidding. Sorry, I'm a little bit much, too much. That's all there is between me and God is Pac. As I said yesterday. How do you get with God? How do you get right with God? You listen to your heart, bro. It sounds like the voice of you at first. Really, it's your own voice telling you. That's the nurturer inside of you. That's your higher self, right? Start listening to your higher self, because your higher self is connected to God. You can't really hear God right now. He's been calling, but you're not listening. Realistically, yeah. So that's where it starts. So my heart started to tell me to do things, which was God delivering messages. And not only that, but I had my spirit guides who would come in and reinforce it. And the cards would also say, this is what you need to do. I'd have these gut feelings. And then my Reclaim Your Dark Goddess book would say we're in this chapter and we really need to be looking at this area. And then these cards, and it'd be like so much, it's like, all right, I can do it. And that's really what it was, you know what I mean? Like, back to the basics. When did God tell me to stop working? I swear to God, bro. I think it was January after Christmas. We had a lavish-ass Christmas. I always do. And then he told me to just give it up. He said, I want you to become a priestess. And I had that book. What is this? I don't know. I have a book for everything. It was, Pagan Priesthood, a guide to pagan priesthood. And I thought I was going to become one. I didn't realize I was. And so we started reading the book, and I'm like, yeah, I do all this shit. Until we got to the groups. I'm not part of a coven. I don't have no groups. I'm looking at me. It's not you, it's me. Can you see me? I'm terrible in work environments. I am so fucking Trump. I am beyond Trump, dude. Seriously, I'll fucking Trump you up, bro. You are fired, bro. Like, for real. I'm so anal. Haven't you seen it? That's why I quit the jobs. Because I can't take it. You guys suck. So, groups, we're still working on group therapy here, obviously. But that's what it is. And, I was becoming a priestess, and I didn't understand fully that this is exactly what priestesses do. I didn't realize that, they do talk to dead people. They do deliver messages. They read cards. They play with oils. They do all of the shit that I was doing. And people were watching me become a witch. Then I finally became one. In Oklahoma, I was like, all right, I am a witch. I'm a witch. And he wanted me to, I spent a whole year proving what kind of witch I was. How powerful of a witch. And that's what fucking Jazz just hit me with in the doorway. She's like, hey, they said the power is about to go out tomorrow, right? I said, what are you talking about? She said, look, and she gets this thing. I said, but where'd it come from? She said, from Excel. She's like, there's going to be high winds. I was like, wind, weather. Okay, now, I'm a weather witch. Yeah, I got this. We're fine. We're fine. So apparently, that's one of my strongest, it's a little, okay. I said that the other day. I was like, oh, floods. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Well, there's winds and floods and stuff Really? Kind of. Why? I was kind of focusing on Hurricane Katrina yesterday. Gotta be careful where you put your mind. Really? Yeah, there was a cool documentary. I love documentaries, you know? Anyways, going back to that, I was like, yeah, I can do weather magic. We're cool. I can do the weather magic. I told everyone we wouldn't have winter until fucking January. It was motherfucking 65 today. It was like 60. You guys love it? I fucking love it. It's a Colorado thing. They think it's like fucking Alaska here, but that's up there. If you drive at least 30 minutes up that hill, you'll definitely meet Alaska. But not down here, bro. You ever been to the Dirty D? Just kidding. I love me. Anyways, going back to it. How do you connect with God? Listen to your heart and what it's telling you to do. And as you start doing that, you become your soul, right? You're listening to your soul. Your heart is and your mind is arguing all the fucking time. All the fucking time. But as you start doing what your soul says, you become your soul again. And once the soul is set, it knows the voice of God. It comes in, and that's where the soul is stuck. Here's Lilith. I'm here. And then you can hear when the conscious starts coming in. I'm like, bitch. The brain's on. The brain's on. We must turn the brain off. Turn the brain off. Not like you guys do, but give it peace. You guys are seeking peace, right? Peace of mind, peace in time. Or maybe you're not. You just want, like, a good time. Show me a good time. Nah, the whole study is about God. How do you get to God? You deal with you, because He lives within you. I could see Wolfman, and he gets all pumped up, and he's like, we are gods. No, bro, you are a mere man, literally looking in the mirror. Like, seriously, on the other side of it, in the mirror dimension, which is scary, and I don't do mirror magic. I'll sex magic the shit out of you, fuckhead, but no mirror magic. No, realistically, there's people that believe there's some God. Okay, well, you're gonna have to take that up with God, and the God you claim to be. You've done nothing godly. You don't serve as a god. What kind of god? Aries, the god of war? You're not even at war. Just because you went to the military for, your little time served doesn't make you, you know what I mean? Doesn't make you a warrior, princess. Sorry. Talking to the goddess of war, dude. I'm fucking Morgan. Realistically, yeah, and that's where it is. It's like, I don't have to pretend to be the goddess. You see that I always was. Right? Always. You have to wait till you see the documentary. It's unreal. It's unreal. I went through all of, and that's the transmuting of your past lives into the singular, so you can, you know what I mean, use all that. And how do you do that? You're constantly pulling down your higher self through your heart. Your heart is your connection to God. Your spirit guides are there as a connection to God. The ascending masters come as a connection to God. These fucking Palladians and these beings, and there's more than them. There are many, many extraterrestrial beings that fly around our fucking planet and fuck with people and talk to people and do shit. And I don't have shit to do with them, but I promise you, dude, there are many beings that are of God too. As far as claiming to be God and, you're the best and the best, and you're just wearing a human flesh suit, meatbag. What are you doing with your life that's different from the rest of the meat bags, the flesh bags? And nowadays, you could cut that thing up, dude. If you knew Kim Kardashian's plastic surgeon, you could be any type of meat bag you want. They can make you the best meat bag. If you want to live your life in Saks, Saks on 5th Avenue. I'm having too much fun. Creativity and all. Alright, that's enough. Realistically, yeah, God's in everything, dude. He really is. And that's what I was like, the computer, the situation, the thought, everything. Really? Everything. Everything. How do you connect with God? You stop doing what your mind says and start doing what your heart says. And in that space where it takes you is where you connect with God. Right? So, like, I'm just going to read the cards. We did get the wolf. I forgot about that. Let's read the wolf spirit. I'm seeing some other cards pop up. I'm seeing the crow cards pop up in my intuition. What does that mean? You get pictures. It's Pictionary all the time in your head. Really? Yeah. The eagle, what we talked about, the crabs. I feel like it was like literally one of the last cards. I was looking at it. It was really on top not too long ago. Yeah. Magpies were doing a lot today. They always are, though. Really? Yeah. Sorry. I don't know where it is. It's like obviously at the bottom of the deck, like I said it was. Is that the boar? Are you really the... Jeez. Freedom. What is freedom? We talked about this. We talked about it for the last 2 days. It's like I'm not free to do whatever I want. It looks like I am. Like, I'll do whatever I think I want, you know, whatever idea pops in my head. Well, first off, yeah, they're not my ideas, though. They're great ideas, and that's why they work out, because they're not my ideas. Really? I got the wolf spirit in year 1, bro, in Wisconsin. It was either I was in Wisconsin or I was on the Michigan or the Minnesota side. I don't know, because we did hikes on both sides. I just can't remember. We did one, and it's stupid. I don't want to get into it. I'm looking for the guidebook for this, please, and freedom. Freedom fighters is what I heard. Alright. These are at least in alphabetical order. I turned right to it. On page 177. The wolf embodies many of the qualities humans aspire to: courage, independence, strength, and resilience, to name a few. I don't want to read all these. It talks about Loki's son, Fenrir, which was the wolf, the great wolf who was bound by Yggdrasil, the world tree. It's necessary to confine him there to prevent him from consuming the world and the heavens. In the tales such as the Little Red Riding Hood, the Hungarian folk story of the Big Bad Wolf and the Three Little Pigs, wolves are compelled to consume. The old saying about the wolf at the door is used to describe hunger, lack, financial need, in short, desperation. The leanness and all-consuming hunger is built one aspect of the wolf. It also represents justice, that we pulled yesterday, law, and natural order of things. Early Christian lore tells of wolves cooperating with humans and acknowledging acts of kindness and with reciprocity. That's what happened. I was getting all these trippy downloads. Dude, it's set... Oh, God, I could look back at what happened. What happened? I was already going through... It's so much happened in that place, dude. I start looking at it. It's like I literally went into the fucking pits. Really? I had no idea where she lived. She lived in a small town called Bay City, Wisconsin, which is on the very fucking tip of Minnesota. You cross the Mississippi, and now you're in Wisconsin. Really? You cross the Mississippi, and now you're in Minnesota. Really? Yeah, it's right there. So that's what I was doing, right? And it was weird because everything was weird. Each one was a different state and shit. The town itself was, I don't even fucking know. But it was like, you went into this little crazy little town of 500. No, it said 499 or something. 487. And I was like, well, we make 500, right? And we come in, and it's like you go up the hill, and there's like, literally, it's so crazy. I just remember it was right off the highway, and you go in, it's this little residential area, and then all in the middle is a fucking crazy, like the oldest fucking cemetery you would ever know. And then there's housing built all around this fucking cemetery. So I go into her house, and I start tripping there, right? I mean, I don't have a job or anything, so I start sitting down, and I start doing my things. I start reading cards. I start showing her I have stones. The very first day, she pulls out all of hers. We take a blanket out, and we start anointing them. I clean her chakras, everything. I'm doing straight holy priest work from the very day, and I don't know what I'm doing. I am literally, under the full moon, I take her son over to do a full moon ceremony out there. at her grandparents' grave, and he tells me his grandma was a witch and she used to dance naked under the moon. I'm like, this all makes sense. So anyways, I'm dealing with a lot of really supernatural shit in this little town. I'm serious supernatural shit. I'm sitting there on the porch and I get these visuals. I'm staring at the stars, and me and the kid literally saw a fucking alien spacecraft that night. It's in the videos. And after that, I get all of these crazy downloads about wolves in this neighborhood. And then I get this crazy download about a wolf killer. And I start Googling it, and sure enough, bro, it was a real thing that happened in time. So I don't understand what's happening, but in the beginning, but what I'm seeing is what I see now. The veil comes down. I sit down in a place, and I can see what time has done, what has passed through time in this place. So I sit there in their backyard, which looks upon this crazy-ass fucking, forest that I was scared to go into. My spirit told me there was an eagle feather in there, but I was too afraid to go in there. There was eagles, but I was too afraid to go in there. My spirit wouldn't let me go in there. But as I looked into there, I got this huge download about it. Then later we do this hike, and I go to the top and I do a sage burn. And when I come down from the sage burn, there's a bunch of fur. And it looks like a bed almost, where a wolf had laid. My daughter shows me, and we collect it. I wrap it up in the paper that I use to do my holy burns with a couple of these, and I keep it in there until I get to town. And I bought this, I think, in the Twin Cities, along with my my lapis lazuli that I keep in my car, my evil eye. A lot of shit happened. It was a very supernatural fucking thing that happened there. So looking back to it, it's like, it says right here, there's lores about it. I seen it all, bro. I seen the wolf hunters. I seen all kinds of stuff up there. It's all in my videos. Going into this, let's move on. Inner reading. Domestic dogs descend from wolves. When pondering the spirit of a wolf, it is good to bear this fact in mind. I look at my domesticated men, and it's like, were you ever a wolf? Were you ever hungry for blood? Were you ever wild? No. You were a bird born in a fucking pet store. Your wings were clipped. You don't even know you're a fucking bird. Please, God, make me a bird so I can fly fire. I love that. Being able to see above. Alright, every wolf is the potential for domestication, and every household pup there runs a bit of wild blood. The spirit of the wolf beckons our wild blood. It reminds us of the exhilaration of the chase, the sweet pain of desire, the satisfaction of sensation. The wolf and the dog are divided halves of a whole, just as we are divided in ourselves. One half of us is civilized and concerned with the quotient, while the other longs for freedom, runs in shadow, and howls at the moon. I don't howl. Well, when DMX makes me, I bark. If this archetype sings loudly to you, it means that you need to reconnect with your feral self. The wolf can inspire us that when we have become complacent, excessively comfortable, and we've lost our fighting edge. That's where it is. Like, I'm going to say to you what I said to him. I always hope that you're going to embrace change and new possibilities, and not just die the way that you are, not just continue not living. You consider it living, but it's not. Not in the essence of what they said living is. What are you passionate about? What are you hungry for? If you can't answer those questions, you may have become more of a lapdog than a wolf. They're too, and that's even Bobby. They're too calculative. They don't want to take a risk. They don't want to go on an adventure. They don't want to lose. They don't want to, if it's not, if they're not being walked on a fucking leash, then they don't want to go. Really? They have no desire to roam free and see what could be. And then you've got Wolfman, supposedly, just the name, you're such an idiot, Oscar, that can't stay still. He has no idea how to domesticate. He's just out there fornicating. What a loser you are. I'd say at least you eat great food, but then you be out there eating bugs and fucking rodents and shit. Jesus. Who goes to a third world country and has a cheeseburger? An American? Hey dude, they made the best cheeseburgers in Mexico. Really? I used to walk really far. I actually used to catch a calafia. What's a calafia? It's like a mini bus. Anyways, I catch that over there when we moved to the other side. They made great cheeseburgers out of this little cheeseburger stand. So cool. It was a little stand. Anyways, I don't know if you're a lapdog or a wolf. And I'm trying to be both. That's what it is. I'm domesticated, but I'm wild. I'm feral. Like Will Ferrell. I will Ferrell. Pay your rent, bitch. Sorry, it's a meme. In its inversion, the archetype represents insatiable, mindless hunger. It represents the corruption of desire and the destructive pursuit of pleasure or ambition. Yeah. Pleasuring yourself? You're so ambitious to be what? The wolf reminds us that the freedom does not equal chaos. In groups, wolves are highly organized, forming tight-knit packs that hunt together and protect each other. Is that what you got over there, Marshall, with your rat pack? You in Detroit. Do you get tired of saying that? You could be saying something cool like California or something. No, Detroit. I guess you couldn't say that if you left Detroit. You look like a fucking idiot. It only sounds cool in Detroit. Am I clowning you? Just a little bit. Just a little. You and your little homies, though. Your little homies in the hood. Is that what you guys are? You're highly organized, forming tight-knit packs that hunt together and protect each other? No, you're not. Little pussies. No, you're not. You're fucking sheep. Fucking sheep. Wolves are sensitive to hierarchy and loyal to their fraternities. That's what you are. You got this goofy ass loyalty to the fucking rat pack. The wolf may be an admonishment against chaos and destructive behavior, a warning against narcissism. This spirit does not guide us to wallow in the shadows. Rather, it encourages us to take power from all aspects of ourself, light and dark. Well, that's what you got to do, and that's that temperance card, douchebag. You have to, I don't know, or you could sacrifice it all for security and feel all nice and safe in your lame life. Dude, I was sitting there like, I couldn't do this. I don't know if I could do any job again repetitively for that long. I really am enjoying the people that I'm seeing, and I'm getting good at the job, but I would not do this. Like, already I'm like, how many days have I been doing this now? When do I get a day off? Realistically, yeah, and they go so fast and your life just disappears. It's like, damn, Gina? Really? Yeah, hey, you're eating those?
Yeah.
I got those for your brother. I'm going to have to go get something. You shouldn't have done that. I'm hungry. I'm always hungry.
My tummy hurts.
Hey, I told you to take some Tylenol. So anyways, that's about being domestic or calming down or rising up. I can't say. It depends on the person. You know, if you're not taking action, then you're a lapdog. You're just being fed fucking snacks and being carried around with your little, being dressed in your little suits. I'm so mean. No, I've seen lots of those dogs where they just all cute and shit, right? I mean, I'm hungry for adventure. I'm hungry for excitement. I'm hungry, usually. Why? Because I'm hungry. Alright, I'd be burning calories and shit. Come on, God. I just want to know what the energy is for tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Wednesday. I don't have to be to work until freaking a little bit later, so that's nice. The fucking 4 o'clock thing, it's just like, I'd be so comfortable, bro. You know that comfortable thing? Yesterday it was kind of achy. Really? A little bit. I'd be so comfortable. I'm like, I don't want to get out of bed. I wake up like easily 30 minutes before I'm supposed to. All the time. Really? Yeah, all the time. And so sometimes it's cool, but like I'll be like, no, I don't want to get out of bed. But then once I'm out, I'm cool, I'm fine. I'm like, let's do this. But I'll be like, no, I don't want to do this. And then, when I get there, it's like, okay, how many carts did I do today? I don't know, a lot. They tried to get me again. They tried to get me on the other side. They're like, they trained me too. They're like, it's the same thing. You just got to do it on this side. and you just got to, you know, pack it and stuff. And then they were like, do you ever pack your stuff? I was like, nope. I just leave it all here. And they're like, oh. Why am I doing it like that? Because I'm not giving it too much effort. I don't want to make a career out of it. I'm not supposed to. I'm only going to give them another 2 weeks. Realistically, yeah. And actually, they only gave me like 4 days during next week, which should be fine. And after that, like, I'm, you know, the New Year's, I'm out. All right, let's see. Spiritual work. Oh, Jesus Christ. We're still here? Oh, yeah, I was supposed to pull the other cards. I don't think they're going to be any better, but shit. I already read this yesterday or Sunday. You're in heartbreak? All right, here, let me ask myself if I am. Am I heartbroken? No. I'm getting over heartbreak all the time. Really? Yeah, that's the healing thing. God breaks my heart, and then we rebuild it. It's like an open heart surgery all the time. Really? Yeah. Lots of wounds, and then we recover from them. This is not what I want to talk about. I didn't pull this card last time. I mean, we pulled it in a different deck. We pulled it in this one, so I guess this one's going to probably be the Four of Swords, if we know that, right? No, that's Notoria. Notoria. Are you good enough? Wolfman, do you think you could read the Notorias? Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, there's the Quantum. Where the hell? I don't know where in the hell these cards are. Are these them? I don't think so. I really can't find my cards. These must be them. I did find them. Well, no, we were in the Five of Swords. We were in the Three of Swords with the Notoria. Now we're in the Six of Swords. Sailing away from the bullshit, bro. Really? Yes, the Six of Swords always looks the same. It's always depicted the same way. Let's see what it says in this card, though, because these cards have some trippy meanings to them. And this is how I learned them all, and that's why I don't know that, like, they're different energies. They're different stories. Like, each of them tell a different story. This one talks about Set and Osiris. Really? This one? I don't know. Let's find out. Sail away, sail away. Do I have to sing to this one? My knees hurt. Really? Yeah, they do. I was sitting, like walk all day and then trying to sit in meditation. That's kind of, you know, that's not good physical therapy for that type of shit. Six of Cups. No, where are we? What am I doing? We're in Swords. Six of Swords. The land is hushed as you approach the shore. Rolling mist obscures the far bank. The ferryman beckons you into the boat. This place holds a familiar loneliness. That's it. Nobody goes where I go. Really? Yeah, it's just the Holy Spirit taking me away. I talk about it all the time. It happens all the time. It's a conscious leaving of the material world. I gotta come back, but I don't come back the same. Let's see Perseus. A feeling you have outgrown, like a too tight skin. There is no guarantee that the next world holds any greater promise, but still, in hope, you step into the boat for a chance of a better life beyond the tides. This is my life, but I always, like, in this moment, I'm hoping that somebody's catching this, and they're like, all right, I'm gonna do it. And that's what I said. I said that to Bobby, but I hope it for anybody. Why do I do what I do? Because God believes in you, and I sit here hoping that one day you will embrace change and new possibilities so that you can have a more fulfilling life. So you're at the principi of, just like me, of taking that ride into a new life. And there's no guarantee what's on the other side of the smoke and mirrors. There's no guarantee that I'm going to be happy in my new apartment.
I'll be happy.
There you go. That's all that matters then, right? When it comes down to it, realistically. There's no guarantee this will last, you know, there's no guarantees. I just know this is the next journey. And I can't stay on the shores of nothing. I can't stay here. I could, but why? Wait for another boat to come pick me up? I still have to sail across the same sea with no knowing. And that's kind of what it is like, I can't put a guarantee on what God's doing. I just know that God's taking us on this ride. He will be there when we get there, and he will tell us what to do when we get there. Where's there? This apartment, unless something changes, and it could, if something radically changes at 9:30, and Milia's coming with me because she doesn't have school on Friday. If something radically changes on Friday morning when I go to see this house and we just have a terrible feeling about it, then we don't sail that direction, but we're moving in some direction, and that's where it is you can't stay here. There's nothing happening here. It's time to move on. I told you that God was going to do this, and that I saw this, and all I asked was that he waited till the new year to do this. What did I tell you? God waits till the last goddamn minute, bro. He's making this happen. Really? So this is to you guys. I mean, as I'm sitting there, I don't know what this looks like. I just know it's going to be better than where I am. It's going to be hard. I'm going to have to maintain. It's going to be a struggle. I'm going to be a little, I'm going to need to lean more on God for more understanding. But he set me up for success. And when I lose this job and I tell him I need another job, and I tell him what I need, then he'll give it to me. But it doesn't look like he's going to do that. Why? Because it looks like he's going to meet my financial needs outside of a job. But when I tell him I do, and he does, there's no guarantee on happiness. It's just a guarantee of a new adventure. But a new adventure brings happiness, but it also brings struggles and challenges. You think I'm not stressing a little bit about taking on a brand new home after I gave one up and I don't want to get stuck in one? Did you see all these? Dude, I can remember the beginning of the year. I'm like, don't make me go out there. I've made some huge strides, dude, to be able to be ready to do this in my life. To be ready to, I was, the very thought of being stuck at home or being a housewife or being somebody's bitch or, you know what I mean, not being able to, get out and not be able to work and all of that stuff, dude. I had a lot of fucking fears about doing this again. And now I'm going to do it. And it's trippy because I was also very negative of the fact that it's like, if I have to fucking do this again by myself and nobody comes in and helps me, then you better stay the fuck away from me. I'll never want to talk to you again. But it's different now because I get to show you that it wasn't about not needing you, but that, this was God's plan. God said that, when I went, he said that I wouldn't be on my own next time. I wouldn't have to do this by myself. So I assumed it came with a person. And as I would go through this and I'd get all close to closing it off, I'm like, dude, but I'm still by myself. And so as I approach this one, I don't have that. I know that somebody... Oh, dude, that guy showed up. Oh, my God, Becky. And he just did it right in front of his girl. He didn't even care. He's like, hey, hi. I was like, hi. He's like, how are you? ¿Cómo está? I was like, I'm good. It's like, I'm getting ready to leave. He's like, yeah? He's like, oh. He's like, well, be happy. Really? Que te ponen feliz. Yep. I was like, oh, shit, here comes the guy. Which guy? Just this guy. Told you I'm sending off energy. Here comes on. Why is it always those guys? I don't know. They hear it first. I don't know, because they love me the most, I suppose. Whatever. Anyways, there's no guarantee that the next world holds a greater promise, but still, in hope, you step into the boat for a chance of a better life beyond the tides. Keyword is passage, leaving behind the known, journeying over water. What does that mean, over water? I mean, it could be physically overseas if you really are flying over somewhere, but it means over the emotions, bro. Your waters represent your emotions, taking a journey over your emotions, or through them, I would think. It's a fairy tale idea, and then you see fucking Lewis with his big ass yacht. Sailing into open waters is absolutely dangerous. I have an eternal fear of that. Why? Because I know what happens out there. The actual waters, the Bermuda Triangle. You can't control the weather. You can't even predict it. They can't. They can't. Anything can happen out there. All you have is your little bitty boat. Seen that movie Castaway? There's a lot of movies about that type of shit. Really? Yeah, The Life of Pi. There's some great movies about this shit. Titanic. They said it was unsinkable and it sunk. And everybody but a few made it to the promised land. They had to go through hell to get to what they thought was their heaven. And it wasn't, but it became their heaven because of what the hell they went through. And that's really what it is. This shit could be shit. But how could I not be grateful from where I'm coming from? It's the next step. Will I stay there for years? No. Fuck no, bitches. I'll sign a year lease probably and have to stay there a year because God knows I can't be getting kicked out again. And that's another thing too. Am I committing to a year? I didn't even think about that. Damn. That means I'll be facing the same thing in January of next year. Do I want to move again in New Year's next year? There's a scary thought. If we do it good this time, we could do it better next time. Realistically, I mean, what am I going to say? You guys don't even think about stuff like that. You don't think about where you'll be next year. You think you'll be right where you are next year. That sucks. You don't want to stay at your house longer than a year? I don't know. I don't think so. I believe that I'll be going for... Maybe. I mean, God said I was going to hang out for 2 to 3 years before everything got fully off. Really? I mean, as far as the documentary and everything, before it totally lets, I go completely viral. Yeah. So maybe. I don't know. But if I didn't want to, I didn't have to. And that's another thing, too, with my wraparound services. If for some reason I have to break the lease or something like that, we went through all of this in the first orientation. Like, if I get kicked out, what they would do. They would pay the fees and they could rehouse me and all of this stuff. They got me, dude. But that's kind of crazy to think about, right? It's like everyone moves into a place thinking they're going to be there for how long? Do you see this place for like 3 to 5 years? How long do you want to stay in one place? I didn't even consider that I was going to stay there a whole year. Let alone many. Really? I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I have to sign a lease, right? An agreement. I have to come into agreement. This is sounding scary again. Do I want to stay there for a year? And that's really what it is. If I don't stay there longer than a year, then that means I'll be moving out for Christmas. For New Year's. A new year, a new place. Wow. Something to think about, right? Once I start this contract, it will be you know what I mean? I'll have to reevaluate this contract every time at this time. Every New Year's I'll have to decide, do I want a new life or I want to stay here? You want to know something trippy as fuck? I moved into my last house in April, I think it was 2016. And then I got kicked out in April of 2022. Really? Mm-hmm. Swear. It was April. I got kicked out. It was like this was it. Before it became a new contract, the contract ended. It's funny because you can catch those patterns. I hope for you. Again, it's a new year. You want to be a new you, that means you have to do something new, dipshit. Oh God, I'm seeing your stupid girlfriend again. She irritates me. I feel like I might have a little bit more compassion for her idiocracy than yours, only because she's young, but that doesn't mean anything. I do not like her. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like Sam I Am. 3 of Swords. Heartbreaking shit. I don't want to even read this again. What's the spiritual work at hand? Oh, God. Your restrictions. This is exactly what we fucking pulled. I remember pulling the 5 of Pentacles. Promise you, this is Sunday's night's reading out of different cards. They weren't this cards. They were my other cards. I promise you. Ugh. Heartbreak and your... Okay, what's the outcome? Oh, God, you're going to end up in your feelings. Hopefully you master them, and that's the journey. Leaving your fucking comfort zone, and what did it say? Sailing over the waters. Okay, I'm hungry. I'm getting frustrated. It's been an hour. I gotta go. It feels so late. My son isn't even home from school. I'm so fucked up mentally. I have no idea what time I am in. I have no idea, dude. I am so fucking mentally fucked up at what time it is. Really? I am so fucked up. I don't know what time it is. I mean, I know what time it is. It says it's 4:20. Fuck off, God. Alright, let's talk about your Five of Pentacles. Jesus Christ almighty. It's your restrictions, bro. It's your limitations, and it's specifically about finances, bro. Things have taken a turn for the worse. You might be facing a loss of your job, the repossession of your home, your business might be failing, your loan application may be turned down, you might just be in a serious short of money. As the wheel turns, guys. And they said 10 days of chaos. You're cursing. Hey there. I'm glad you're here. We're going to eat in 10 minutes. I'm going to go get some food unless you want to munch on something until then. Okay? You're cursing your bad luck, but you must bear some responsibility for your situation. You've been ignoring your debts or living beyond your means. You are feeling alone in your misery, and so-called friends vanish when you stop having money to keep them entertained. You don't know where to turn, but there is help out there for you, whether from a professional advisor, your friends, your real friends, or your family. So ask. If you have based your happiness on material possession, you might be feeling lost and worthless. This could be a wake-up call that you need to understand that real fulfillment in life comes from love and spiritual connection. That's where I got it. What did I do all this for? For love and spiritual connection. I'm full of love, and I have the closest spiritual connection that ever was. I'm literally a being of love. A being. Alright, occasionally the appearance of this card can suggest that you've decided to leave the rat race and live a simpler life in pursuit of the greater personal happiness. And that's where I am. I'm quitting my job so that I can enjoy this home and actually be able to afford it. In essence, I gotta lose a lot to gain a lot. It's like you're gonna stay on welfare? No. But at least for a minute, I gotta go back to what I was doing before with a better mindset in order to figure this all out. More money means more problems. As soon as I make more money, my rent becomes more. I have to be careful with what I'm doing, especially if I don't plan on doing it for long. The restriction of this card may not be a financial one. It could be you could be feeling run down or ill, or facing difficulties in getting a diagnosis, treatment, or struggling to recover from a debilitating condition. Everybody's sick right now. It's the holidays. And that's what I said. They're like a bunch of people have been calling out. I was literally sick last week, and then I got a period. So I was literally sick. And people have been sick, so that could be real. It's flu season and all that shit. Be persistent. Keep asking questions and pressing the health professionals. Don't neglect your health. Why? Because you only got one body, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It sucked. I was just sitting there chilling, and then I went to stand on my knees, and they hurt so bad. I was like, oh, I look like I'm, like, it just happens, dude. You wear and tear your body. I'm too old to be doing this type of shit. I mean, not really, but it takes its toll. You keep doing it 5 days out of the week, and you're messing with your fucking... And why my knees? Because I used to dance a lot, bro. I did a lot of dancing, a lot of dropping, a lot of fucking... I don't know. Not necessarily fucking squats, but kind of. And then you go back to actually when I was camping and doing all that squatting. Fucking squatter. Really? Yeah, it just hurts. Stuff like that. You got to take care of your body. You can't hold on to it. You can't. I mean, people get, hip replacements. I was listening to that over the summer. Like 45-year-olds are getting hip replacements. I don't know why, but damn, if I need to. Alternatively, you might be feeling lonely and restricted within a relationship. Perhaps you are caring for a handicapped partner or child, and this is wearing you down and causing you worries, and you could have chosen a relationship that alienates you from family, social circles, and are beginning to feel some regrets. Jesus Christ, Bobby, I'm so sorry for you. Not just him. But yeah, his family doesn't get along, and this doesn't happen, and he's like... And that's what I said, too. It's like, you can't even hang out with I can't even invite you to hang out. Your family would be tripping. Your wife, you can't even do stuff. Obviously, every time we do, you gotta run home. Reverse meaning. The reverse card signals a difficult period is coming to an end. You might find employment, a better job, the means to rescue your business, or the solution to another important problem. I haven't even turned on my computer. Really? No, I'm hiding it from the kids, though. I'm not ready to start anything right now. On page 111. I'm closing up a lot of chapters. Hey, did you see the beautiful moon this morning? It was fucking 5 o'clock in the morning and it's barely in the top of the sky. I was like, you are a little late, don't you think? It was like coming in from a late night. Where have you been all night? You're just gonna sleep all day? Pretty much. Really? Yeah, it was in the fucking eastern sky at 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, you... Okay. It's supposed to be in the sky at night, not during the day like that. Where's it at now? I mean, shit. Is it dark enough for you to see it? Progress will be slow, but things will improve. Though you might have to swallow your pride and accept help. And that's what I'm doing. I'm super swallowing my pride. I'm going to... It's a humbling experience, but they're going to take good care of me. I'm going to get all brand new furniture. I'm going to get a brand new life out of this. Take comfort. Your strength and determination in difficult circumstances has given you a greater understanding of how the world works and just how strong you are. And that's really it. It's not so much me. It's that my understanding that I don't have to worry. God's got me. This is all God's plan. He planned this out. He's got this totally put together. He'll tell me when to work. Dude, you do realize how he did that. He showed my mind that. He I don't want to say softened my mind, but he made it sharpened to the fact that he can give me a job if I need it. So my mind isn't worrying about chasing jobs no more. My mind stopped worrying about that when it realized that God could do such things. It watched it happen too. I watched in amazement too. Even though my heart knew, my mind got blown away by it. Just like yesterday. My heart knew I was going to get a computer. My mind got blown away when I was given one. I know that things will be okay, but when it turns out better than okay, my mind gets blown away. So that's how it is you start, the faith develops. You become stronger in your faith because you can see it actually working. You can see it working in your life, dude. Little bits. And that's where I'm laughing. It's like, you guys think this is big and you haven't been watching him be big in my life every day? Wait, this is just the beginning of the big shit that he's going to do. But realistically, he's got big work for me to do. That's why he's putting me there. I spend a whole year watching fucking footage and shit. I was thinking about my room and setting up a desk. I have, if I skip this one, my walk-in closet attaches to my private bathroom. The master bedroom has a walk-in closet that attaches to a private bathroom. I'm like, Jesus, that's amazing. Really? I could technically walk around my room naked now. That would be crazy. I never do shit like that. Why I have children, bro? Just don't do shit like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I can look over and they'll be in their underwear all the fucking time. But I don't. I don't do that. I don't know. It's just that is I've learned to trust. My mind has learned to see God in all things and just fully trust him. But it took a lot of training, bro. If you have a long-term illness, a slow recovery is indicated and might be time to find the right treatment. The reverse can show troubled relationship is ending, and whether you realize it or not, this is a good thing. It has been damaging you on many levels. The twin flame journey are damaging, but that's what it is they just open old wounds. Does that make sense? That's what I tried to explain about, the heartbreak of this bullshit. I'm not going to read this because I got to feed my family and stuff. The King of Cups is talking about your emotional maturity. So you're either fully emotionally mature about all of this, or you're having a fucking emotional breakdown about all of this, which is heartbreak and financial fucking restrictions. This is, this is real life. Everybody has real life, and you're welcome to be very upset about what's going on. But it's going to keep going on until you realize that it was never going to, it has to change. The heartbreaking situations are going to keep being heartbreaking until you actually shove the sword all the way through and kill it. Realistically, no, it'll come out the other end and you'll heal just fine. The heart is resilient. And that's why you're still stuck in these heart-aching situations, because it can deal with the pain. But eventually it'll take a toll on you. And money isn't going to make any of this better. They told us that when we were young, we were made to believe that as long as we became successful, we'd be happy. What was happiness to us? Simplistic shit. Own a house, have a car, get a partner, have some kids. They told us that's what happiness was. Because that's all. We assumed that, to be honest. Because we saw people without it, and we saw the people that had it, and they seemed to be better off than the people that didn't own their own house, didn't have lovers, didn't own cars, didn't have good jobs. So we assumed that just being that would make us happy. Well, now we've got, you get it, and you're not happy. Now you're just trapped in all of it. You're trapped in a relationship, you got a fucking lease on your car, and you got a fucking mortgage. You keep having kids, and you can't keep up with the rat race. You can, but you're just not happy. You're just doing it out of obligation. And that's easily, as much as I'm talking to you, fucking Bobby, I can easily look at fucking Lewis, and I'm seeing Lewis and Russ. He can't stop, even if he wanted to. There's too many people depending on him. He has to feed everybody. I'm just trying to teach you there's a different way to feed them, and they're God's people, and He can help you feed your family. He can give you better ways to feed your family than draining your fucking creativity in life. Yeah, we bought a brand new one. I don't know where it is. Maybe she put it in the refrigerator. She's funny. We bought a brand new one. I know we did. Anyways, I gotta go, guys. That's what this is about, is how you feel about it and how you feel about your life. And when you acknowledge how you feel, and if you don't feel good, and doing something about those no good feelings. It's not going to feel good to make the change, but you'll feel better later. And that's where the wolf spirit comes in, and you become free. So, alright, with that being said, I gotta go. My family needs me. I'm hungry. Life goes on. I might come back later because I don't have to wake up super early tomorrow. I'm not sure. But realistically, everything I teach you is how to connect with God and what God's trying to teach you. Once you connect with God, you won't need me. You could teach other people. But until then, I guess that I'll see you at the next episode, right? Love yous. Later. Bye-bye now. Oops, sorry.